Hey, and welcome to Land Rover Drive. I'm Simon, and this is going to be a video about sleeping in my Discovery tree. In this video, I'm going to talk about sleeping arrangement and how it is to sleep in the back of the Discovery. I'm going to give you a conclusion, but that is coming at the end, so stay tuned for that. I'm also going to give you a quick walk around and show you where I put all my gear for this trip. To start off, let's start with the background story of our New Year's trip. So, background story. First, Defender isn't through the MOT, which is going to be another video. Two, the Discovery is going to be more in focus on this channel. I'm going to start using that for overlanding, and all of my reasons for that is going to be another video. So stay tuned for those two videos. So the trip, me, Erik, and Ørjan was going on a trip because Erik had to drive up here to get some new tires, and on that same event we could do a one-nighter. So we went from Trondheim to Tydalen, Røros, and then back to Trondheim with one night of winter camping. It was a good trip, and we had a lot of fun. And the whole point about this trip was to find snow and go and do some winter camping again, because it has been a long time since we have done that. So yeah, so let's go through all of the gear and just a quick tour of where I put everything. Let's go to front seat. Got some camera mountings, nothing special. Got my fridge here with some stuff in it, which is really nice. I got my water. That's one thing I didn't like. I didn't have anywhere to put my water for the trip. Yeah. Just my flashlight. Have this net so I can put my go-to clothes, like a simple jacket or something. So if I have to go out of the car, I can just grab it and then go outside. That's pretty much the front. Let's go to the second row door. This is where my camera bag always live, because I can just go out in the front door and then go to the back. Easy access. So we have my fridge, all the sleeping gear, the sleeping bag, mountain cloth, got my tent, tarp. This is my clothing bag, pretty big, but you need a lot of clothes when it's cold. Sleeping mat, and also the grill grate. The grill braille goes there. Max tracks, and all my boxes on that side. So in the boxes, this is my dry food box, which is I put here because it's the easiest access. And then we have cooking gear. So that's so you need often you need your dry food, then your cooking gear, easiest, and then I have my just everyday stuff to clean some batteries, and yeah. So there's tools, there's oils in there, and there's some more tools there and some other gear. So I have my recovery gear, So a snatch strap and soft shackles. Soft shackles. Got my spade. Got my axe in there. So all of the hardware gear is on the right side, and then the soft is in the front. So all the hardware gear is strapped down in the front here, and also when I put the other box here and the table and everything, it gets strapped down so nothing can go forward if I crash or something. So taking a look on this side, you can see I have my sleeping bag, Hellsport Alta Winter, pretty good. Also the mountain cloth, I have my tent, the tarp, and I have the fridge here. So the fridge needs to be on this side because I need to push the seat forward, and also when I push the seat back again, it stays in the same place. Don't have to strap it down, it's just jammed against there. So you can see the driver's seat is more backwards, but I don't have to adjust when I'm sleeping because it's enough for me to sleep in there. And as I said, the water solution isn't the best. This is something I need to fix. So this is one of the first things I need to fix, is water. So when I'm done for the night, I just stack everything on the top here, which isn't much. It's just the table, the chair, and so on. But let's get to the sleeping situation and all the specs on that. To make the bed, I have to move stuff around, which is one of the things I don't like about this solution with the boxes. It's better to everything be integrated. So I move the camera bag over there, stay there, and then the clothing bag also go over there. Then I can lay the mat, my blanket, and then the sleeping bag. But first, there's something you need to know about the Discovery. I'm going to show you. So in the Discovery, there's a pretty big gap between the rear second row seats and the cargo bay plate, or I don't know what to call this. So you can see I can get my hand through there. So what I did, I just added a spare wheel well mat and just a blanket over that again, and then I can lay out my mat, and I didn't notice this at all. So now with everything moved away, you can lay out the mat. So then I have my pump sack, which I use to inflate the X-bed mat. One more and I think we are there. So this mat is 2 meters times 60 centimeters. It's the long and wide version, and it fits perfectly. So I can close the rear gate and it just fits. So with the mat in place, I'm going to take out my mountain blanket, as I call it. It's called, it's from Hellsport. It's a kind of a survivor blanket, which you can use both as a sleeping bag, and you can also use it as a cover. And it doesn't get cold if it's wet. So I used my mountain blanket as a secondary layer, both underneath and then above. So it's kind of a bag outside of my sleeping bag, but I rarely close it completely. I lay it out like this, then I put out my sleeping bag and put it into the mountain blanket just underneath here. And if I get too cold during the night, I can just take this extra layer above me, and then that's usually enough. So let's get out the sleeping bag. So this was my setup for the trip. Pretty easy and very comfortable, and also I was warm during the whole night. So when you're sleeping in a car, you get to have some circulation of air, or you get some extreme condensations in here. So don't close up the car completely. So what I did was put this in between here, close the gate until here, so you get a pretty good opening all the way around and underneath. Then open the window just a tad, and that was enough for me to not have so much conversations. Both Erik and Ørjan had a lot more than me, but also Ørjan had the dog inside, so I can't compare with him, but Erik did have more than me. So the good thing about sleeping this way is that you get the rear hatch, get a lot of air if you want to, so you can adjust that. Good morning. So this is how I slept. Really nice, really warm. Now it's getting too warm, so I need to get out. But then we can talk about specs. Speaking of specs, let's just do the clothes first before I get out. So I'm sleeping in just a thin layer of this is a net, so it traps the air, and then just a thin layer of underwear. On the bottom is just one layer, no netting underneath, and just regular woolen socks. So that's it. And I also often use this neck to keep my neck warm, and a good headwear. I'm not sure what the lua is in English. So yeah, that's the clothes I wear for the trip that we were on, and that was -8, -10. So yeah, it was enough for me to stay warm through the whole night. Often when you get into the sleeping bag, and if you noticed when you get out as well, you start by getting up, and then you dress yourself from the top down. So you get your top out of the sleeping bag, and then you put on clothes there. Like so. Let's get this out. And when you have the clothes, top clothes on, you can take your feet out and then put on your pants. That way, all the heat you have in the bag and in your body is conserved in your body, not getting out. So yeah, the same way when you get in, start by sitting in the sleeping bag, and then take your pants off, stick the legs in, then you don't lose any heat, or you lose as minimal as possible. And then you just take off what you need on your upper body, and then slide into the sleeping bag. Yep, then let's get out. It's getting really warm. Sleeping in the car, in the garage, in double bags. Too warm. So by getting in and out of the rear side door, there's enough room to put your decentable size boots on the rubber mats in between the rear seats and the front seat. So I can fit both of my shoes, even though there's a bit of snow or mud or something. It's on the rubber mats, which I like. So keeping it clean. And I think it's pretty easy, good access. You can sit here, get in. Another thing about getting in and out here is easy to sit here and do what you need and to get in and out. You have the door handle, easy to get in, handle here. And it's enough for me, at least, to sit up straight. So I'm not the tallest guy, but I'm also not the smallest guy. I'm 182. And for me, sleeping back here is just perfect. So in terms of size and length, and yeah, So I'm gonna just strip out everything, then we can measure on the driver's side and on the passenger side to see the difference when you push forward and backwards the seats. If you want a video on the gear that I use for sleeping, the sleeping bag and everything, just let me know and comment down below, and I will make that. Also, do winter clothes, what do I use, and yeah. Like so. Then we take out the rest. So that's everything. Everything is out. Now we can start measuring. So I'm going to get my measuring tape, and then we're going to check how long can you be sleeping in the Discovery. So when you close the tailgate here, you can see it goes all the way to this edge. So we can measure from this edge and all the way forward to the two front seats. So you can see my front seats are a bit different. So the refrigerator has been standing here, so this is way forward. So you can, but my driving seat is in the position that I usually drive, so that hasn't moved, and I just tried it out and it worked for me, so I don't have to move the seat. So yeah. So I'm going to measure to the seats. So the thing is, the seats you can move, so you can adjust as you want. The thing you can't move is the center console. So that's basically the limit on the center. So you're going to measure that as well. But first, start with the sleeping position. So I'm going to keep my seat as it is because I'm 182 and this is my driving position. So then you know how it's going to be for you. So it's pretty far back, I think. Let's measure. So measuring here, I get 193 on the headrest here. So the seat is a bit angled as the driving position, so you're gonna have to take some off. But I'm 182, so that leaves almost 10 centimeters on the lower end here. So if you remove about 5 centimeters, you have a 5 centimeters left. So yeah, I think if you're 180 to 185, you can sleep here without changing your driving position. If you're longer, you have to move that. So what we can do, we can move the front seat as far forward as we can, and that way we can measure how long you actually can be sleeping in the Discovery. So yeah. So you can see it's quite a difference between seat being back in the driving position and how the passenger side seat can be all the way forward. So yeah, let's measure that. So I'm going to measure from same all the way back to the tailgate, like so, and then you get, yeah, I get 210. So I guess if you're 2 meters, that's about 2 meters. So you have, if you're 2 meters, you have about 8 to 10 centimeters of clearance here. So 210 on this side. I think the center here is about 2 meters. I think I can get a 2 meter like plate in here, or is it, no, 190. Yeah, so the center console is 190. Yeah, so if you're going to do a double bed something here, 190 is basically what you can fit in there. As we are measuring, we can measure the width. So it's all the way up here at the doors. It's 135 on the seats. In the narrowest place here, it's 115. So we can measure in between here. Let's see, 123, 122. Yeah, basically 122. And then you have about 1 meter here in between here at the far end. Then we can do the height. What I said was mentioned that I can sit inside, so you see it's pretty high. So I'm 182. Let's see if we can get the lowest point is at the rear here, which is 94. The window is 1 meter and 6, and the center here is 97. This is me sleeping on the driver's side. So my feet are inside the tailgate. So I think it's better to sleep the other way, because you get this over your head instead of the tailgate all the way. And also, while sleeping at the tailgate, you can have the top hatch open, so you get a lot of air if you want to. Start with the easy stuff. Did I enjoy sleeping in the back of the Discovery? Yes, I did. I liked it. I found it very comfortable, and I was warm. It's easy to get in and out. Yeah. Will I do it again? Yes, I will sleep in the Discovery again. For the upcoming trips, I'm going to take the Discovery and I'm going to sleep inside of the Discovery. I'm going to bring the tent, so if I decide I want to sleep in the tent, then I will do so. But that's probably when it gets a lot more snow, I can start using the tent. And then I'm going to show you how the tent is great when it's a bit more snow. Stuff that I didn't like about sleeping in the car: I have to have the tailgate open, so I need to get screens for the windows. I can keep the windows open, so if there's a snowstorm, there's not going to be snow inside of the car with the back the tailgate open. Yeah. Other things I didn't like was the water solution, which I need to figure out. I have seen some like narrower tanks that I can align through at the side here. I think maybe Front Runner or something has those. So I'm going to look into getting one of those. So screens and tank is what I'm going to look at first, because the gear for sleeping, the sleeping bag and everything is really good, and so that's ready for another winter trip. Oh, is sleeping in back of the Discovery something for you? The only thing you can do to figure that out is to head out and do it yourself. That's how I started, just going out and figure out as I go. That's why starting with this project of going overlanding with the Discovery is super exciting. Figure out how I'm going to place everything, and yeah, so the build is part of the fun of going out there. Okay, so that's my short review video of sleeping in the back of the Discovery. Did I enjoy it? Yes, I did. Will I do it again? Yes, I will. And I probably will do it on the next trip as well. Yeah. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and to subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you want me to create more videos like this, or a video about my gear or the clothing that I use while winter camping, be sure to write that in a comment so I know, and then I will try and make that for you. If you want to support me even more, check out Patreon. It's a great way to support creators like me. And yeah, that's it. And I'll see you in the next one. This is my sleeping mat. I have it like partially inflated, so it could stay behind, in between here to keep things from moving around. This was tied properly down. So this is my Front Runner braille, or grill grill grit or what we call it. I don't know. So I just had this bag laying around. I'll put that over here. Just move the sleeping bag. So I have all my hardware or boxes on this side with the small table, all strapped down, because I don't want it to move around, and if I crash or something, I don't want it coming forwards and hitting me. So everything is basically strapped down.